Good afternoon. This is Tyson with Grimm's Closet. Just taking a look at these Titanshield card sleeves from Overpower Card Game. I received these as part of the Overpower Kickstarter, and I've not used them at all. I typically use Titanshield sleeves, and so I've never owned Titanshields, and thought I would take a look at them and see how they are. These come in 100 sleeves, so these would be perfect still for Commander, if that's something that you are interested in, with just having some different kind of graphic on there. Overpowered decks are typically like 52 to 60 cards or so. So you'd have to get into a different pack to use them all. One thing I'll note is they're kind of curved here. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Yeah, there we go. You can kind of see these are curved on the edges. So I don't know if that's just because it's been hot. These have been sitting in my closet and just sealed with other things. So let's take a look and see how they are. First thing I'll note is they are glossy. So these feel a lot more like something like an Ultra Pro sleeve versus a Titanshield, which, let me see if I have the Titanshield sleeve right here. So here we can kind of see this. It's got this kind of textured matte feeling, and this one does not. It's kind of a gloss. It doesn't feel sticky like Ultra Pro, just the normal Ultra Pro glossies with graphic on here. This is a kind of a glossy sleeve here. Here's just a card with an Overpower card in it. It seems like it's letting in a similar amount of light. Let's let's pop in this magic card right here. So I have it sitting. We can kind of compare how the light comes across. So it's pretty similar. I would say maybe a little less glossy than the Ultra Pros. And the surface is a little less wrinkly than this green Ultra or Titanshield. Besides Zeus, the sleeves come in 5 different flavors. The first one is Victory Harben. This is probably my favorite design on the sleeves. I don't have any connection or attachment to the character. I haven't played with her yet, so I haven't used her yet. The next one is the Headless Horseman. I believe this appeared on one of the big 2-player playmats. Our next one is this is from a teamwork card. You have the Mummy, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and the Bride of Frankenstein. Next one is Tarzan. Looks like he's killing some kind of a leopard. Cool art. This is Joe Jusko. And the last one is also Joe Jusko. This one is John Carter of Mars with a 10-legged, some kind of Martian creature. So some kind of a lion thing there. I don't know what they're called, but it's pretty cool. I'm just a couple days out from our Overpower tournament we had locally. It was our first one in the Mountain Time Zone in 20-something plus years. And I was able to use the sleeves for the game. I'm using these little prism spectrums. They're pretty great little boxes. Looking for something smaller because Commander decks are 100 cards, which is nice that they gave me 100 of these, and I haven't counted them to see if it's exactly 100. But Overpower decks are a lot smaller than a Magic deck, and so just after my initial thoughts on these, so an Overpower deck, like I said, it's a little smaller. So you have like your missions. You have my location. These are the cards that just go with the location. And then I have 4 heroes. These never actually get shuffled, so I don't have to actually shuffle those. And here we have these. I don't know how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 22, 3, 4, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. So I have 51 cards in this deck, or at least that's what I quickly counted. And the way it shuffles, so first off, the dex is fairly stable. It's not as slick as the Apex sleeves I looked at. One thing I want to point out is some of the card, like the edges, got bent. I played 3 rounds, and you know, when I shuffle a deck, you shuffle, you know, I don't know, 4 to 8 times or so. Shuffling a smaller deck like this, it shuffled pretty well. It's kind of nice playing something small without, you know, those giant commander decks. But we can see that I don't know how well these are going to hold up after a lot of play. As far as holding it in my hands, they, you know, having a hand, everything, they glides pretty well. Some kind of were getting a little stuck together when I was kind of briefly counting them there a minute ago. But I want to say like they feel sticky. Another thing is I double sleeved most of the cards. There's a couple I didn't, just because like that one I didn't, but I would say 99% of the cards in here are double sleeved. So I have like some of these cards which were from the first cards made when Overpower first came back. So there's like 700 or something of this card, and so I just wanted to protect it. The double sleeving worked excellently, and there is still quite a bit of room in there. So I haven't tested these with any bigger sleeves, but with at least perfect fits, they seem to hold up pretty well. And overall, I liked the experience of playing with them, of shuffling them. I just have a little bit of concerns about the longevity of how they will hold up after extended use. And the graphic is fantastic. Have a Gonzo Man Zeus here. It'd be cool if they had the artist listed here as well. But overall, I liked it. I'm going to go ahead and get a commander deck that I have sleeved up, and to just compare that with a smaller deck like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this to a Overpower tournament later this week, sleeve up a deck of Overpower cards, and see how the shuffle feel, how everything seems to be. And then I will use these for a commander deck and just see how this works for a 100 card, and see what I think of these compared to Dragon Shields, compared to Apex, which I tried last time, and we'll see how these go. Before I sleeve these up, I did do a final count again. There were 52 here. One thing I do want to point out is these are not cut exactly the same every time. So if we look here, we have this card on the edge, and we can see the right side of the graphic, I'm assuming, is right here. So these two edges, we can probably, let's just grab two. We can see the graphic is just cut right here. But on this one, there's this line here. I can see like the smoke here on the left, which would be here. So we can see if these were lined up, and we can line that up here, and we can see that that graphic is not cut the same way every time. That would unfortunately make these marked. I think for casual play, these are good. I personally, because of that, I feel like these are marked. We have 3, 4. Some of these are worse than others. Yeah, I mean, half of them are not cut. And with that in mind, for any kind of actual tournament play, I would have to immediately say no. They don't really pass the test here, and you can see a lot of these edges are kind of bent. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just sleeve up some more cards into here and just see how they will hold up as something for Commander. I think that's fine for Commander if you're just playing and it's casual. But again, they're kind of marked. All right, so I am back. Got this sleeved up. Just had a bunch of extra Final Fantasy cards, tokens, things like that in here. That way I don't have to disassemble my deck. This is probably one I'll be using for the new online league. So after counting everything up here, there's 52 cards in the deck. I had 4 cards with the location 3 universes for my location and 4 heroes. So that gives me 60. I sleeved up 40 more. So the pack of 100 did come with 2 extras, which is great. I always like having a little bit of extras. I don't do those little pull tests that you see like a professor from Tulane Community College or anything like that do. So here we have a deck. This would be the size of a commander deck. Obviously, you know, half of the deck is double sleeved, which if I use foils and things like that in Commander, I usually will double sleeve the whole deck. And like I said, there is quite a few of these that have the misalignment cut here. So I can't recommend this for tournament play, but let's go ahead and let's just see how this works for shuffling 100 cards. This is obviously a process. Gotta love when you play a fetch land or something and it's, you know, turn 1 after you just shuffle 5 or 6 times. Yeah, so just takes a few times. You can see here that one's a little dinged up. So long term, I just don't think that these are going to have a lot of longevity, which is kind of the concern that I have with these Titanshield sleeves. I very much enjoy the feel of them isn't bad, but it just doesn't seem like they're going to hold up very long. I have not that every Dragon Shield is great, and I haven't tried every sleeve on the market. I've never tried katanas, which I've heard some good things about. I typically use Dragon Shields, and lately I've been using the dual mats, which I've had nothing but good experiences with. This just doesn't seem like it's going to hold up very well, and so we'll just kind of see how this goes after there. I think that's enough of a few cuts. The actual deck itself, sometimes I just like to poke it. It seems this is a lot more stable than the Apex sleeves. So overall, this is kind of mixed. I like the graphic on here. The feel of these is better than Ultra Pros. They just don't seem like they're going to hold up long term. There are issues, obviously, right here. And this, after shuffling, here's 2. There's 3. So I mean, 30% without counting. Maybe I'll do a count at the end to see how many of these are miscut. It's always on the left side for this particular set of Zeus sleeves. I couldn't recommend this for anybody who's wanting to use this outside of any kind of just casual play. These couldn't be used for Magic tournament. These couldn't be used for, I don't think, any kind of tournament. Unfortunately, I can't recommend them, even though love Zeus, love Greek mythology. It just isn't something that has a good enough quality, I think, to use this over something else. If they can get their act together, get their quality issues fixed, I'd love to take another look at them. But yeah, those are my thoughts there. What do you guys think? Have you guys tried any other Titanshields? I have not tried any other Titanshield sleeves, and so these ones obviously are the ones with the graphic. I don't know how these would compare to anything with autographic, and so that's something to definitely keep in mind. If you just like these because you think they're cool, like go for it. Like have fun. Like they're gonna do the job. I have a set of Dragon Shields that have had a sliver deck in since the early 2000s, and this shields or those that particular one is going strong. I don't see that this one would make it very far with frequent use. So anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have a great day. If this was helpful for you, feel free to give a upvote or subscribe. If not, downvote it. Don't subscribe. Whatever works for you. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.